Hey guys, Dr. Ben here, FA Well Centers. We're going to talk today about adrenals. We're going to talk about what you really need to be doing to support your adrenals, support that cortisol rhythm, get you the energy that you need. So here's the deal. So many of you are walking around, your energy isn't where you want to be, you're not sleeping like you want, you're dragging, your immune system is depleted. All of these issues are going on and you're not living the best, biggest, brightest life that you possibly can. If that's you, stick around for this video because this is going to give you the tools. I'm going to wrap it up at the end and show you exactly what you need to be doing to get your life back, to get your energy back, to get your adrenals where they need to be. And this is going to be a massive game changer in your life. So thanks for jumping on, guys. If you haven't already, like or follow this page, hit the little follow button up there in the corner, or there's also a bell that will tell you when we go live. So hit that one as well. And if you're on YouTube, subscribe to our channel. If you have not subscribed already, jump on YouTube. We've got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of videos on there for you to look at. And then also, if you're not getting our emails, we're giving out multiple emails a week now and lots of great information, even some things we can't talk about on social media. If you're not on that yet, go ahead and send us a direct message with your email or just put that down in the comments and we will get you on that email list and get it cranking out to you. Just had some great information go out yesterday and then we've got another one coming out tomorrow. So if you are not getting those, check your junk mail if we do have your email, and if you're not getting them because we don't have your email, get us your email. So pop down below where you guys are watching from. Love to give you a shout out and hear what you're doing for your adrenals. Hear how your adrenals are affecting you, your cortisol. So let's start with the basic physiology. What are the adrenal glands? The adrenal glands, adrenal, they sit on top of the kidneys, and they are going to basically try to maintain homeostasis in our body. So they don't want us to get too high or get too low in certain aspects, and it's going to try to maintain that homeostasis. They also respond to stress of many different kinds. Physical stressors, bad shoes, sitting all day long, bad bed, pillow, all those things, the adrenals get stressed out by that. Then we get into the emotional stressors, which we all think about stress as emotional, and that's going to be jobs and cars and kids and COVID and presidents and whatever you want to stress about or don't want to stress about, but that brain is going to keep spinning. There's going to be a physiological stress as well, and that's going to be blood sugar swings, that's going to be blood pressure going up too high, cardiovascular disease, all types of things are going to stress the adrenals and create those imbalances there. There's two types of hormones that we really look at and have a major effect from the adrenals. The two adrenal hormones that we really need to be aware of are cortisol and DHEA. We've talked about the DHEA a whole lot. DHEA converts into testosterone, and so that's more of the reproducing, that whole side of things. And then the cortisol is going to be the other side. Hey, Henry, there in India, great to see you. Cortisol is going to be the other side, and that's going to flow into this fight or flight, this rev up, fighting mountain lions, whatever's going on in your life. That is going to be a big part of the process. And so the adrenal glands, they're small glands, and they're going to do a couple different things if you start getting stressed. And there's different actual stages of stress that can happen. So I like to think about college when I'm thinking about these different phases. And if somebody's going to college and they're studying a lot and they're pulling an all-nighter and just really going through finals or midterms or whatever it is, those adrenals actually get bigger. They hypertrophy and get bigger, and they go, wow, we got to rev up and deal with these things. And so those adrenals start kicking out more cortisol, more of this adrenaline, fight or flight, got to keep you going through there. And then good, finals are over. You get 3-4 weeks off at Christmas and get some downtime. Okay, great. So those adrenals, they come back to normal size. But what happens is when we are on this constant spin, constant cycle, it'd be like having finals every single day over and over and over. You're going to ultimately, those adrenals, They are going to be big, 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 and like, oh my gosh, I'm going to fight. But they can only do it for so long, and eventually they don't go back to normal. They actually get smaller, and that's the adrenal fatigue, the adrenal crash, the cortisol crash. Any of those terms that you've heard is when those adrenals actually start to shrink and not be able to produce enough juice, basically. So that's the basic adrenal physiology. And so you may be in different phases of this cycle. It's one of the reasons why we look at cortisol, DHEA in our blood work. And so cortisol is going to steal hormone away from DHEA. And this is the number one reason that we see low testosterone. So if you're dealing with low testosterone, and even women need testosterone, muscle tone, libido, motivation, your get up and go, all of those things, if you're stealing it to make cortisol, you're not going to be making your testosterone. You're not going to be having your sex drive. If you do this and you dangle your tricep goes boop, 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 you don't have any muscle tone, that is probably a low testosterone issue in there. So physiologically, the adrenals, they're designed to rev us up and calm down, rev us up and calm down. But when it's this constant fight or flight, this constant stress that we experience in this country and in this world, then the adrenals can get fatigued. So here's some things that we see that happen as the cortisol rhythm gets out of balance. So cortisol should be highest when you wake up. So give me a thumbs up if any of you guys do this. You jump out of bed. Okay, I'd probably give you a thumbs down if, for those of you that are not doing this. So do you jump out of bed and are like, woo, let's go take on the day? 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the morning, you've had your 7-8 hours of sleep, and boom, you're ready to go. If that's you, give me a thumbs up. If it's not, give me a thumbs down on that one. So this rhythm, it should be highest in the morning, and then it should naturally go down and be lowest at nighttime. And what that tells us is that we've got this good rhythm, and you can actually do a saliva test where you spit into a little tube 4 times throughout a day and see where that is. I've been doing this long enough. Our FA team is designed to be able to figure this out, and we can see it from blood work, we can see it from symptoms, a lot of different things. But it should be highest in the morning, lowest at night. What happens, and so one of the things that I'm going to be talking about now is sleep issues, that when that cortisol and adrenaline and adrenals are out of balance, the sleep gets out of balance because a lot of times we get this second wind. So this is nighttime over here, you get this second wind. So let me know, give me a thumbs up if any of you guys experience this, where you go by 7, 8, 9, 10 o'clock at night, you get a second wind. You get this little bit of a pick-me-up, like, wait, okay, now I'm ready to go. I can do my laundry, I can study a little bit more, I can jump on the internet and surf all those things that I wanted to every day, and your mind gets going, and then it's like 11, 12, 12:30, 1 o'clock before it shuts down again. So what happens is that rhythm goes down, and a lot of times it comes up, and then it has to come down again for you to be able to get that good restorative sleep state. So here's the thing. If you're having a hard time getting to sleep, the number one reason for that is the cortisol rhythm is out of balance. So that cortisol, high in the morning, low at night, it isn't like that. A lot of times it goes up too high before bed. You get this second wind. People are watching TV. I like to think about it like this. Did you guys ever fall asleep watching TV and you're just so exhausted, right? You're so tired, you can't even keep your eyes open, you fall asleep. So then what do? Well, you get up, you wash a couple dishes, brush your teeth, put a couple things away, and then you go to bed and you lie there and you're like, why can't I sleep? I was just so tired and now I can't sleep. So why is that? Well, you get this little second wind, kind of like at boot camp, if the drill sergeant comes in and he shoots blanks in the room, in the middle of the night, everybody jumps up and they're like, oh my gosh, what's going on? And they get this adrenaline going, and then he's like, okay, never mind, go back to bed. You're not going to be able to go back to sleep. So you get this second wind. And so if you're having a hard time getting to sleep, it's because you're getting this second wind, because your adrenals and your cortisol is giving up too much at night. The second part of the sleep that has to do with adrenals is actually a blood sugar basis but then it has an adrenal thing. April, haven't been sleeping for the past 3 days. It's been like this for years. Yeah. So think about these two ones, April. Are you having a hard time getting sleep, hard time staying asleep? Staying asleep is going to be a blood sugar. So it's usually that blood sugar dips, and then the adrenals kick in because the adrenals tell the liver to kick out stored glucose. So the liver stores glucose for various times. And so every time that blood sugar dips too much, adrenals. But if that happens in the middle of the night, then you've got this adrenaline going through you. You got this fight or flight. Some people, I've had women lay down a towel before bed and they wake up just drenched, sweating, and they're like, oh my gosh, it's a hot flash. Well, yeah, it's a hot flash, but it's not from female hormones. It's from adrenal hormones. You just have this adrenaline dump in your body because of that blood sugar swing. So 2 things for sleep: hard time getting to sleep. It's the adrenals are revving up before bed and you're getting that second wind. You actually need to go to bed earlier to accomplish the feat of beating that rise. And it's hard for a lot of people because they're like, man, I'm a night owl or whatever. But if it usually hits by 9, you need to be winding down by 8:30 and ready to go to sleep by 9, and not waiting for it to get to that second wind, then trying to, I gotta take my melatonin, take all these different things to calm it down. You've got to catch it before it hits that point and comes back up. If you're having that hard time staying asleep, you need to balance your blood sugar throughout the day. But you also need to make it so that at nighttime that blood sugar is not crashing. So have a little snack before bed, little apple and almond butter, slice of turkey breast, slice of cheese, something along those lines, a little fat, a little protein. See if you can keep that blood sugar stabilized through there. So the next thing that we're going to talk about for adrenals, cortisol, all these issues is your immune system, and ultimately even autoimmune. So a lot of people, if you have a decreased immune system, it is usually an adrenal cortisol component to it that is going on there. So what we have going on is that as those cortisol rhythms are out of balance, going up too high, going down too low, it is going to stress out the immune response, and we're not going to be able to respond appropriately like we need to. So what does that mean? Well, you're going to be in this constant fight or flight, like when any countries over the years have tried to take over Russia, and they're like, and then they hit the winter and their shoes are having holes in them, and they start getting frostbite, and they just, it just depletes their stores so much when they're just on this constant toil. And so if you're having strep throat, I've had patients strep throat monthly. If you're having recurrent infections, if you're having recurrent Epstein-Barr flare-ups, or shingles flare-ups, any of these type of things, there's usually an adrenal component to it, and you've got to get those adrenals balanced out first. Otherwise, you're never going to get that immune system where it wants to be. And ultimately, every time those adrenals rev up a lot and that cortisol goes up, we are going to stress out that immune system. And if you have an autoimmune condition, you've got to keep your adrenals as balanced as you possibly can. Keep that cortisol level, adrenaline level, not go into this fight or flight, not get crashed down. Otherwise, there's no way you're going to be getting your immune system balanced out, and you're going to be revved up all the time and fight. And then you start getting this autoimmune, or it revs up your autoimmune condition. Number 3 thing that we see with this cortisol and adrenal issues is your energy is going to be shot throughout the day. So remember, starts out up here, cortisol, and it goes down low as the day goes on, and nighttime, and then sleep. And what happens is when that's high in the morning, things are great. You jump out of bed, you got energy, all that. But what happens is somebody might wake up, instead of at a 14, 15, 16, 17 on their cortisol, they might wake up at a 10. And so they're waking up already depleted and really not able to take on the day. And so they're low throughout the day, or they have a dip in the afternoon and that cortisol crashes. Energy has a lot to do with that cortisol. And if you do not have that good quality energy, there's no way you're going to be able to accomplish what you want throughout the day. So we've got sleep, we've got the immune system, and then ultimately autoimmune, and then we've got those energy issues as well. So what do you do? How do you correct this? We've got some great videos on YouTube for sleep hygiene, but here's a few tips. You've got to prepare yourself for sleep. One, you've got to go to sleep before you get that spike. If you're getting a spike before bed, this energy jump, you've got to go to bed earlier. You've got to shut your lights down low. You've got to put on your salt lamps, red lights, things like that. If you have to be on the computer, use your blue blocker glasses so you're blocking that blue light from coming in. Get off your devices, get off your iPads, phones, TVs, computers, whatever it is. Calm, relaxing music, take a salt bath. I've got a massage gun and I use that every night. The lights are low, the kids come in, we talk, and just kind of end the day and wind it down, and then boom, turn the lights off, and my goal 18 seconds. I don't know if you guys can do that, but my goal 18 seconds to get to sleep from the time I close my eyes and then ready to go. So those are some great things. Check out the sleep hygiene videos on that one. As far as that immune system goes, here's the deal. You can't out supplement a poor immune system, a depleted immune system. So you've got to do everything you can to get those adrenals built up like you need to. One of the number one ways to do that is to balance your blood sugar. I always say the number one stressor to the adrenal glands, it's not all those emotional stressors, it's actually your blood sugar swings, those highs and lows. So you've got to get that blood sugar as steady as possible. That's why I've got the continuous glucose monitor on. We use that with all of our patients, and we're able to see exactly why it goes up, but especially the lows. So we've got to stabilize that blood sugar as much as feasibly possible. This summer, we're coming out with a 5-part series masterclass, so keep an eye out for that. Hours and hours of content. You guys are going to be able to do this. It's actually going to be free, and you're going to be able to get lots of information, and we'll be letting you know when that one's coming out. The other is going to be the breathing, relaxation, meditation, getting out in nature, all of those things to actually calm yourself down, make a change in there. We've got a couple questions here. Leon, sweating through my sheets early in the night, almost every night. Is this potentially an adrenaline dump in my sleep due to blood sugar crash? Absolutely. That would be the first place to look, is what is going on there. I would have, one, you got to stabilize throughout the day, but I would have a little snack, do something to make sure that that blood sugar is staying consistent there, and see if that can make a difference. But yeah, you should not be sweating through your sheets, but we definitely see that. I have no problem falling asleep, but I have a tendency of waking back up at 3 and can't fall back asleep. So that is Helen. And with this one, what we look at here is, absolutely, that's a very common thing, is that when that blood sugar dips, then we're going to rev up that adrenaline and we're going to have a hard time getting back to sleep. So absolutely, you need to get that blood sugar stabilized, but not just before bed, not just taking a snack, but getting it stabilized throughout the day. I almost guarantee you, your blood sugar is not between 85 and 110 all day long. There are going to be some swings, some things out of balance. So get that stabilized first, and that can absolutely make a difference. Hey guys, tomorrow on Thursday, we're going to be doing our live Q&A. Bring your questions. We get all the way from, what do I do for cancer, all the way down to ingrown toenails. So bring your health-related questions. We spend as much time as we possibly need. People's questions come, and we just keep giving as much as we can. So if you've got any questions at all, bring that tomorrow. We'll go through in depth, and I'll give you a lot of specifics for whatever health issues you have going on. So keep an eye out for that one. And then later this month, we'll put a note out. We are going to be doing a live webinar like our thyroid one last month. If you guys missed that hour-long webinar, we went in depth into thyroid. We'll be doing that one again in a couple months, so keep an eye out for that one. This one, and these are one and done. We don't record them. So this one is going to be on long COVID long haul, symptoms, what to do, what is physiologically actually going on. So keep an eye out for that one. And anybody that you know that's still dealing with some COVID issues, let them know that we're going to have a killer webinar and give them as much information as we possibly can to help them get their life back. So love having you guys on. Take care, and we'll talk soon, guys. Keep that health up.